And today we are sharing those 10 steps to help you get ready for retirement. And you can do it in 10 years or less. So this is for those who, as I said, kind of feel like they might be a little behind. They got some catching up to do. Here are some things, some solid concrete steps that you can take right now. And number one, Ford, is to diversify for growth. Very important.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you don't take one step forward and like 10 steps back. You don't want to put all of your retirement assets, say, in one stock. It would be a real concern.
Don't put all the eggs in one basket.
Right, exactly. if that company failed, then all of a sudden your retirement assets would fail if you put all of your eggs in that one stock. So we want to do everything we can with our retirement and nest egg to diversify that and also make sure that we've got the right allocation so that we're selecting the different asset classes that are going to do really well over the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah. Number two is also very important for our viewers as well. And it's something that I think is a big concern right now because we hear so much in the news about the rising levels of consumer debt in this country and eliminating debt. That is step number two that we'll share.
Yeah, we'd like for people to be kind of debt free when they work with us or have a plan to be debt free within, a year or two. It's a really good idea. That rule of 72 that you and I've talked about on this show quite a bit. If you take 72 and divide it by your interest rate, let's say your interest rate on a credit card is 9%, then if you just pay the minimums and you just pay the interest, guess what? You're going to end up doubling that debt over an 8-year period. It's literally, a lot of people use that to figure out how quickly they're going to be able to double their assets. Same is true for debt. So you want to do everything you can to avoid increasing debt, get debt free, and then get started for directing your assets to make you money.
Yeah. And a lot of times today, I mean, we're talking high double digits for credit card interest rates, especially that. I mean, and I'm not talking like 99% or anything, but I'm talking like, in the 20s, definitely. And so, I mean, that is really something that compound interest we talk about a lot. It can work for you or against you. That's a situation where it's definitely working against you.
Yeah, let's get that compound interest working for you. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world and compound interest. So let's get that working for you.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and let's also get your retirement contributions working for you as well, because step number 3 here is to maximize your retirement contributions. Make sure that you are contributing enough. How would you tell our viewers to know how much is enough for them?
Well, I would, especially if you're over 50 years old and let's say you're working for an employer that has a 401k plan. Let's say they've got a 3 or 6% match on your salary. First of all, make sure you're always contributing up to the match of whatever it is, because you're going to get 100% growth on that money from your employer. So if they're matching up to 3%, you want to do 3% to get that 100% growth. That's a pretty attractive situation. I recommend, especially people that are over 50, they go a little bit beyond that and try to get to at least 10%. The folks that are the happiest with what they're doing currently, especially when they're trying to catch up, get to 15% savings between their 401ks, their IRAs, and even investment accounts if they're maxing out their 401k and IRA contributions.
Yeah, set yourself up for success. And definitely, as you say, get that employer match. At least make sure that you're doing enough to do that, because otherwise you're throwing away free money.
Yeah, let's don't do that.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Right. Best kind of money is free money.
That's right,
don't
exactly.
Leave that.
But I'll also say that they're earning that money, because I agree with you 1,000%, Matt, because they're working hard.
Yeah.
The company's willing to do the match. Take advantage of the money that we believe that you are earning.
Yeah, 100%. It's a benefit that your company provides to you, so that take advantage of it. Absolutely, very, very true. Well, we've got, those are our first 3 steps here that we have gone through so far to help you kind of catch up on your retirement plan, your contributions, get things going in the right direction. And we can help you do that. All you have to do is go to retirementresults.com. You can also scan the QR code on your screen. Just take out your phone to do that. Open up the camera app there and point it at the screen. It will recognize that code. Tap on the address that pops up, and that'll take you directly to our website. Or you can just go directly to retirementresults.com. Stick around. Many more steps to take to get you on the right track for retirement coming up. We've got much more Retirement Results right after this.
Scan the QR code on the screen with your smartphone to visit retirementresults.com/plan. That's retirementresults.com/plan. Our team is standing by and ready to start building your successful retirement plan today.
Welcome back. This is Retirement Results with Ford Stokes. I'm Matt McClure here alongside Ford Stokes, and we've been talking today about 10 steps that you can take to get yourself on the right track for retirement. If you feel like you are behind, if you feel like you're just not quite where you need to be, these are some concrete things that you can do. We were just talking about maximizing your retirement contributions. This one is also talking about maximizing something, but it's on the other side. So when we're talking about contributions, that's what we call the accumulation phase, right? You're building your wealth. Then on the other side, we have decumulation phase, which is your income, how you're going to draw that down, how you're going to bring that in. And so what we want people to do in number 4 is maximize their retirement income plan.
Yeah, you really need to plan your work and work your plan with retirement income. There's several components to it. Number 1 would be Social Security. It's going to be the number 1 or number 2 most important decision you're going to make during retirement regarding your income is when you're going to take Social Security. Now, that's a big deal that I'm talking about, but it is a big deal.
Yeah.
If you've paid in for years and years and years in Social Security, it's time to actually get your money back out of it, right? There's about 2,000 decision points within Social Security. It's not just an on-off switch. You need to do the best job you can to maximize your Social Security income. And as a registered Social Security analyst, I can help you do that. Happy to get going with that. Number 2 is you could also consider what you're going to do to withdraw money, whether it's a 4% withdrawal rate from your assets or other ways to generate more income. That 60-40 portfolio, 60% stocks and 40% bonds, we're recommending more of a newer way of looking at it. 60% stocks and 40% in fixed index annuities to be able to generate that income you could never outlive, and also try to do everything you can to protect at least the income portion 100% of your portfolio.
Yeah.
That 40-50% of your portfolio they're using for income. And also let's delete the advisory fees and portfolio fees out of that by moving it to a fixed index annuity and get a lot more fee efficient as well.
Yeah, getting out of bonds and into a fixed index annuity, it's going to save a lot on those fees. And also, another aspect of that and why we recommend it so often for people is bonds have not had their heyday over these last couple of years.
No, I mean, it's in 2022, the 60-40 portfolio had its worst year in 42 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time of performance. And so it's time for a new way to look at things.
Yeah, absolutely right. And that's why we recommend that very thing. Also want to plan for your retirement expenses. That's number 5 here in our 10 steps. And so, as we're talking about planning for your retirement expenses, people might be looking at it and saying, okay, well, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not going to know exactly what I might have to, spend in my retirement years. So how do we plan in advance for those expenses?
Well, first of all, you want to look at kind of what you're spending now. Also projecting, are you going to pay your mortgage off or not? The other big hint that we give a lot of clients is make sure you do everything you can to get rid of those old subscriptions, whether if you're using the Disney Channel, the Disney Plus, or you're using the Netflix or whatever, all those different subscriptions that you may or may not be using. Try to get rid of those, because it's just a hole in your retirement bucket coming out. As Benjamin Franklin said, he said that a penny saved is a penny earned.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to try to save as many pennies as you can, because also you can use the things like to spend more time with your family, spend time or spend money on grandkids' gifts, things like that. You get a lot of enjoyment out of. Let's try to really get our expenses in line and really project what those are going to be on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And one other big hint that we give, take your last 2 months. Don't use December or November because that's when you're doing Christmas shopping, but take like a January or February, or take a March and April or whatever that looks like. Add those 2 months up and then divide by 2, and that'll give a good idea of what your average monthly expenses are. And it'll probably shock a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it really, really will. We've seen that a lot, at Active Wealth Management. Among us, you, myself, Sam Davis, the clients that we help each and every day, a lot of people really are shocked to know exactly where that is going and how much money is either, leaking out that hole in the bottom of the retirement bucket, or they're just kind of throwing it wherever, yeah, it really is kind of a shock to folks. Now, Ford, something else that is surprising to a lot of people is going to be their medical costs in retirement. A lot of people that we work with don't really realize how much those medical and healthcare costs could really be in their retirement years.
Yeah, Fidelity, one of our custodians, they did a retirement survey and they figured out that literally it's going up, what a married couple will pay in healthcare cost in total over their 30 plus year retirement. It's gone up $25,000 in the last year, all the way up to $325,000 in total cost. That is a lot of money for healthcare. It's going to be one of the largest expenses for retirement couples during retirement, or even individual filers.
Yeah.
So you better have a plan for it. You better get a plan, whether you're going to do a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medigap supplement plan. Have a plan for Medicare, have a plan for healthcare, but at least do everything you can to try to eliminate the downside risk with large copays and large deductibles by entering into one of those two types of plans.
Yeah, and that's absolutely, so that's why number 6 here on our list is prepare for those medical costs, because they're likely are going to be more than you think. And as you say, you want to be prepared for, especially for things like long-term care, because traditional Medicare does not cover long-term
That's
care.
right.
And that's what people might not realize at all. Well, very good. We've got 4 more to go as we share our 10 steps to get you back on track with your retirement plan. Of course, if you would like to reach out about anything that you hear us discuss here on the show, we would love to help you out with a free consultation. It is obligation free as well. Just reach out to the team here at Active Wealth Management, and you can do that by scanning the QR code on your screen. Just take out your phone and point the camera right there at the screen. It'll do the rest for you. Or you can go to retirementresults.com. You can also call the number that's on your screen as well. Stick around. We've got step number 7 to help you get ready for retirement. That's coming up next as we continue on Retirement Results. Welcome back to Retirement Results. I'm Matt McClure here alongside Ford Stokes, our Chief Financial Advisor, the CEO of Active Wealth Management. And we are talking about 10 steps to take to get you ready for retirement, and 10 steps that you can prepare for retirement in 10 years or less. So this is like, if you feel like you're down to the wire, this is the show for you here on Retirement Results this week. All right. We are up to number 7 in our list right now, Ford, and that is review your Social Security benefit.
Social Security is really important. We've talked about there's over 2,000 decision points within Social Security. It's not just an on-off switch. I would encourage people to try to get an SSA.gov account, download their XML file, and get that to us so we can plug in their top 35 earning years into our system. It's called the RSSA Roadmap, and you'll be able to maximize just your Social Security benefits. We'll give you 3 different options. Like if, let's say, you and your spouse, well, I want to see what it looks like. We both make it to our full retirement age at 67. Or, my husband may delay till age 70, but I'm going to take it at 67, or vice versa. We'll give 3 different options, option A, B, and C for them, and they'll be able to understand and determine when they really should go ahead and start taking that Social Security income benefit.
Yeah, and like you say, not a lot of people realize how many decisions go into it, and it really is important to get that right. And you can do that ahead of time. As you said, it's easy to get that document that you need as well, just at SSA.gov. And if you don't have an account, easy to set one up and do that and get those numbers into us here at Active Wealth Management. Okay, so number 8, we kind of mentioned it sort of in passing in the last segment, but want to go into it a little bit more here. That is, make a plan for long-term care.
Yeah, so we do have long-term care companies that we work with that provide long-term care insurance. And what I would say is, if people think that long-term care insurance is expensive, just wait till you find out how expensive long-term care is. It's pretty shocking. There used to be over 120 long-term care insurance companies in the United States. Today there's 12.
Wow.
Because they found it more and more difficult to make it. Also, for all of our viewers out there, in general, men are going to live to be about, for a year and a half, about 18 months is the average lifespan once they go into a long-term care facility. Mm-hmm. So you need to plan for that, and it usually costs a lot of money per month. And then women usually live about 36 months or longer.
Yeah.
And so you need to have that plan as well. And we see that, believe it or not, long-term care insurance is more expensive for females than males because of that length of stay.
Yeah.
But you really should get some sort of plan. A lot of people are kind of self-insuring by saying, we'll just sell the house and use the money from the house. That's an option as well. But I would encourage you to try to cap the costs and make sure that you take the risk aside, the financial risk to the side, and do away with that with long-term care insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are some other products that will allow for distributions as well. In case that you need long-term care, we can explore those options with folks. And so, yeah, there's a lot that can be done in that scenario to help you prepare for long-term care, which is something that you need to do because, as I said, last segment, Medicare, traditional Medicare does not cover long-term care at all. Also, okay, number 9 here, one that I know is near and dear to your heart. We've talked about it a couple of times here on the show in previous episodes. That is, minimize your future taxes in retirement.
Yeah, you want to really try to delete the IRS from being your partner with your retirement accounts with a strategic Roth ladder conversion plan that you would probably implement over a 5 to 10 year period. Usually those Roth ladder conversion plans last between 5 and 7 years. Some of our happiest clients are the ones that really feel like the greatest impact we've had on their retirement are the ones that have implemented a complete Roth ladder conversion. They're like, man, when I first came to you, I had $1 million tax bomb. And now I've been able to convert all of my money into a Roth IRA. And I'm so excited that I've deleted the IRS out of being my partner in retirement. And all our viewers can do the same thing. It's pretty consistent. We like to convert at the 24% bracket and lower. We don't like to go above that. So I encourage people to get started right away if they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And make that conversion happen for you. Of course, folks, if you would like to explore that option or anything else that we're talking about here on today's show, all you have to do is scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen. You can also call the number that's there as well. And for talk about that aspect of it, because that's actually step number 10 in our 10 steps to get you ready for retirement here, is to meet with a financial advisor, a licensed fiduciary financial advisor, like all of us here at Active Wealth Management.
Yeah, I would just encourage people to inspect what they expect. They ought to get a second opinion if they've been working with an advisor for a long time. If they've worked with a wirehouse advisor that try to do certain things a certain way and has, like said, avoided things like fixed index annuities and wanted to keep things in bonds, and they've seen their accounts go down and they've seen their bond values erode over the last 3 years because of interest rate risk and the rising interest rates that have happened, I would encourage you to try looking at a different option. All you got to do is pick up the phone and give us a call at the number on the screen, or just visit retirementresults.com and click that schedule a consultation button in the upper right corner. We're happy to help them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll help you, our viewers, actually get a results in advance retirement plan. All of the different aspects of that go into it are about a $1,500 value provided to you at no cost. So all you have to do, once again, is get out the phone, scan the QR code that's right there on the screen. You can also go to retirementresults.com or call the number that's there on your screen as well.